Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Good evening, I'm Stefan Reels, and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. We begin tonight with a weather impact alert. It's already brutally cold outside, and temperatures are expected to fall even more. And here to tell us more about this is meteorologist Deshaun Robinson. Deshaun, how much more are we talking about?
Yeah, tonight will be another cold one, Stefan, and tonight we are looking at temperatures falling into the single digits across much of the state. So the bitterly cold conditions will persist into Monday. However, a gradual warming trend is on the way for this week. And believe it or not, we're tracking some festive flicks for Christmas Eve. Today we had a high temperature of 22 degrees, well below the long-term average. And actually, today's high temperature was lower than our normal low temperature. So again, we have that winter weather alert for Monday thanks to the cold temperatures. So if you are heading out there, definitely bundle up and limit your time outside. Tonight, our temperatures will fall into the single digits across much of the state. So we are talking about some brutally cold temperatures for the next few hours. It is mostly clear across New England, and these clear skies are helping our temperatures to fall rather low. Another bitter cold day on Monday with our highs reaching the mid to upper 20s. Coming up, I'll let you know more about that warming trend.
Thanks, Deshaun. And with temperatures below freezing, it's important to take some extra steps and extra precautions. Fox 61's Kayla Kay talked to an expert about how you can reduce the risk of frozen pipes.
Extreme cold temperatures can impact your home, but there are some ways to prevent that from happening, like letting your faucets drip. Because if you don't, it can lead to bursts, cracked, or frozen pipes. Years ago, during this cold season, employees of Cat's Hardware store in Glastonbury would walk upstairs to the bathroom, only to be met with frozen pipes.
Every winter, it would freeze because the wind would go through the floors.
The owner, Bob Krieger, could tell the pipes were freezing over because of how the water could slow down.
Or the toilet would take forever to fill back up again, And you can tell that the water was gelling, and getting to that point.
They decided to keep the water on until they found another way to fix the issue.
We took the piping and took them from the outside walls, put them into the inside walls. We used PEX tubing instead of copper tubing, and now we don't have a problem.
PEX tubing is another name for plastic. Krieger says it helps with expansion, and it's not difficult to use.
You don't need as many fittings. You have very few couplers every which way, and it's easier, cheaper, a lot cheaper than copper to build a house with PEX.
There are ways to avoid getting to this point.
If we're in areas where we're not going to use the water, we'll use an indoor antifreeze, okay? And it gets into the water and it won't freeze.
However, you also have to remember the wind can impact your pipes as well. Krieger says to block the wind from any part of it. If it's outdoors, use plastic or a bag of mulch. And if you can't,
we'll have like electrical wiring that you can plug in, and you put it on the bottom of the pipe and tape it, and the heat will rise through the pipe and keep it from freezing. Insulation. You can go to wrapping the pipe with insulation. Alrighty, and that'll help out.
He says you can also use an indoor heater as a last resort, which is one method Lauren Cheney uses in her home.
Make sure you always have the heat. Like, we have backup heat, so we have oil, but if, say we ran out of oil or something like that, we also have like electric heaters installed. They can be dangerous as well, so you have to make sure that they're safe.
Of course, if your pipe does burst, you can call a plumber to fix it or do it yourself.
So let's just say the pipe is bursted right here. Take a pipe cutter. It's like a $15 item at your hardware store. Just go around, you cut off the pipe, and then this would be your break point, okay? All you do is slide this in, and you're done.
If you would like to learn more on how to keep your pipes from freezing over during this cold winter, visit fox61.com. In Hartford, Kayla Kay, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thanks so much, Kayla. And we have an update tonight. The person rescued from an apartment fire in Hartford earlier this morning has died. Fire crews responded to this building on West Boulevard just after 1 a.m. When they got to the scene, crews found a kitchen on fire, and firefighters also found someone inside the apartment. That victim was eventually taken to the hospital where they later died. The fire was quickly extinguished and the cause is under investigation. Check this out. The South Windsor Fire Department posted these two photos on their Facebook page of a two-car accident. It happened just after noon today in front of the Gulf Station on Sullivan Avenue. One of the vehicles rolled over and the person inside that SUV had to be extricated by fire crews, but only minor injuries were reported. And people who live in Portland are grieving the loss of Fire Lieutenant and Selectman Sean Manning. He was killed while crossing Main Street to attend what was supposed to be a celebratory meeting. Fox 61's Matt Caron talked to those who knew him best.
The black bunting, the flag at half-staff. Another Connecticut town grieves a first responder. And on Wednesday evening, the town was about to convene for their bi-weekly Board of Selectmen meeting on Main Street. Just outside, a pedestrian hit by a truck. What they didn't know, it was a friend. Sean Manning was a member of the Portland Board of Selectmen. He was killed trying to cross the street to get to that meeting, a meeting where he was about to be announced as the town's new interim first selectman beginning in January. Current first selectman Ryan Curley, who is stepping down, got to know Sean through political campaigns. Sean ran under the flag of his own party called Back to Basics. Sean wasn't just an elected leader. He was a business owner and general contractor. He was a husband, a father, a grandfather, and a lifetime volunteer Portland firefighter.
The unfortunate thing about being a volunteer in your hometown is that when tragedy strikes, it hits close to home.
He was a public servant in every sense of the word.
Sean Manning was 58 years old. Police are still investigating what led to the crash, but the first selectman said right now it appears to be a tragic accident. The driver is cooperating with the investigation. As for the leadership of Portland in the new year, that will be decided in the coming days. Reporting in Portland, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We're smack dab in the middle of some of the busiest times for travel this holiday season, and actually some of the busiest ever, according to some reports. But while many of us are rushing to see family and friends, it's going to be crucial to be safe on the road since December 22nd actually starts off the riskiest travel days of the season.
In the midst of one of the busiest travel seasons in 2 decades, while close to 8 million are expected to take to the skies, close to 100 million more people plan to be on the roads, according to a report from AAA. All of them traveling 50 miles or more.
We're expecting a record number of people. Most people drive to their holiday destinations. 107 million people are expected to take road trips.
AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says these numbers show a shift for people's idea for post-pandemic travel. But drivers also now find themselves traveling on some of the most dangerous days. Data from Nationwide Insurance show an increase in automotive accidents from December 22nd to the 24th, with the riskiest day to drive being December 23rd. In an effort to cut down on dangerous driving, Connecticut State Police have increased the amount of troopers you will see while on the road during the holiday week. As for drivers, it's recommended you drive slower and increase your following distance in wintry conditions. Make sure your car is in working order, stay rested, and avoid any distractions while you drive. Even a distraction that lasts 15 seconds at 45 miles an hour is enough time to travel the length of 3 football fields.
And if you're flying out of Bradley Airport, you might want to find a way to avoid driving there yourself. Going into tonight, most of the parking options were labeled full on the website. In fact, the only ones that still had parking available was the garage and Lot 5B. So either have your friend drive you to the airport or reserve a rideshare service like Uber or Lyft ahead of time so you don't need to leave your car at the airport overnight. And Angels of Earth delivered gifts to families ahead of the Christmas holiday. Earlier today, in fact, hand-wrapped gifts, hygiene supplies, groceries, and many other items were delivered to 142 people. The Vernon nonprofit organization partnered with the Vernon school bus team to put a smile on so many people's faces. They talked about what this day means to them. Take a listen.
It's a joy like no other. To see somebody that just is internally grateful for this blessing is no money can be able to equate to that feeling.
And Jordan said they wrapped nearly 900 gifts and put each person's name on every single one of them. That was sweet. And take a look at this. The Tunnel of Light is back once again at the Connecticut Trolley Museum, and it's pretty cool. It's been going on for more than 45 years at this point. And these 10,000 festive lights shine bright both inside and outside the museum. And people with the museum say this allows them to keep their doors open for years to come. Usually this experience is only available on the weekend, but starting the day after Christmas, it will open for extended hours until the 30th. And the good news, you can enjoy the lights from inside a cozy enclosed trolley car.